And we're live, people. Deluded, I'm back again. Happy Sunday, folks. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. If you're on Twitch, one love. If you're on YouTube, one love. Please make sure you're smashing the like button, comment any thoughts, etc., etc. Now, in the last 24 hours, obviously some news has come out regarding Arsenal's contracts. Everything is probably dominated around either Sesko or Gyökeres. And if it's not dominated by that, you know, what started off as rumours as we're looking for a second choice goalkeeper in Kepa, Aspirin, I gotta try that. I'm just gonna stick to Kepa in it, anyways. People, David Ornstein has said we're moving ever closer to signing him. So would it be fair to say, some point, Sesko, Zubimendi, Kepa through the door? I know we want to see people holding shirts pictured outside either the Emirates or, you know, London Coley or whatever it's called now. Or to be fair, at that point, we're probably not going to see official confirmation until these boys and girls are off in Hong Kong. People, I think we are in Hong Kong for preseason. I think we got 3 games: Spurs, Newcastle, Man United. I don't know, man. Either way, who knows, man. Kevo, appreciate you, man. As the man has said, hope you in the chat are doing well and says, good evening, man. Big up the Kenyans, man. As I always say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night, man. You know, we look after everyone all over the world. Enjoy Kepa DG. Garnash is leaving too, so we can bring in another new winger. No one don't care about Man United, bro. Like, whoa, we're Man United. We got Cunha, we got Mbuemo. We've been here before, blood. No one don't care, man. Because when you got Sancho, when you got Pogba again, when you got Ronaldo again, when you got Casemiro, when you lot were waffling about Lisandro Martinez, nothing was going on over them sides, man. I'm shameless. You think I haven't seen Mbuemo and Cunha overperforming their XG? I'm shameless. Make sure they perform, you know. Because it's going to get dark, man. And you as well, Cherky, if you go to City. Good morning, DG. Feeling blessed after church. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. Big up you, man. You know, you can't put a price on your soul, man. So good for you for feeling refreshed. And P, you're always in the chat. You're always commenting. You're a member. More flowers, man. There's not enough flowers to give you. Appreciate you. I'm not going to be fooled by Kepa's form at Bournemouth. I'd rather have Neto back than that guy. Kepa is the Spanish show. Nah, I'm not going to lie. They're both meaty. We didn't see much of Kepa. To be fair, when you're not playing on a regular basis, you don't really understand your teammates. It is harsh to judge you on a couple of moments, but we all remember the game against Granada. It is what it is. Me, I'm not convinced with Kepa. I'll be real, man. Like, obviously, when I think of Kepa, I think of that final. What was it? The League Cup final where, you know, he refused to get subbed and stuff like that. Clearly, the club can't have any concerns. Maybe that was just a blip because you try that, you're going to get beaten up at the Emirates. Obviously, you know, he is a Spanish international, Champions League winner, did well at Bournemouth, been at Chelsea, been at Real Madrid. You know, there is a degree of pedigree. We've got a, you know, growing Spanish goalkeeping department, obviously with David Raya and the coaching staff. Second choice keeper, obviously, if he, you know, and with him in terms of his life and his experience, I'm sure he wants to push Raya all the way, but I'm sure he's understanding where he is. That being said, I'm not convinced on Kepa. I'm not going to lie. Like, again, I give everybody a chance if you sign for the club. It's a second choice keeper. Social media is a cesspool of extreme opinions, and I understand the frustration, but I think it's spilling over, man. Like, I'm seeing people attack Martin Odegaard on social media because he said it means more to play for his country than his club. Obviously, way before he played for Arsenal, Real Madrid, or whatever, he was a young man from Norway, and he is the captain. I think it's spilling over because fans are peed off with the season. There's question marks over Arteta. We're seeing what other teams are doing, and we ain't got no one. Obviously, you know, it's all fun and games addressing the goalkeeping department, but everybody wants a striker. I just think it's a bit of a spillover, really, where the frustration comes from. For me, Kepa's calm back up. I'm not convinced. Like, I don't really rate him, but I give everyone a chance. Could be better, could be worse. 5 million, I'm not going to cry. I'm not a fan as well of, you know, I think Arsenal fans do this thing, or some on social media do this thing, is, let's be real, Kepa was someone that he's an easy one to diss because he didn't play for us, and that's a complete kind of 360. I give him a chance. It's one less thing to concern myself about. I'm not really rate Kepa, as I said, and I obviously second choice keeper. God forbid if anything happens to David Raya, you're going to see him. That's the issues. But if that's one thing ticked off and they've done it, and that's the second choice keeper you want, as I said, I give the man a chance. Just make sure you bring me my strike on my left wing and get Zubimendi over the line. Personally, I'd love another defender or some reinforcements in that regards. And let's just get a move on, man. Like, when as you can see, I don't rate Kepa in it, and I'm not really a fan of the bargain hunting at Chelsea, but he is a Spanish international. He is significantly experienced. It is 5 million. it's not the best, but it's calm, really and truly. Of course, I would have rather us signed Garcia last season, but I get it in the sense of I said it then and I'll say it now. Even if they tried to get Garcia then, there would be a point where we're gonna have our Petr Cech versus Courtois or David Raya versus Ramsdale or Ramsdale versus Leno. You can't have them kind of man second choice and whatnot for too long. Something's got to give, essentially. So if Kepa's experienced, he knows that he's second choice, he's pushing all the way. That's the keeper they want. It is what it is, man. I just want my team, make sure you've addressed all areas and we've put our best foot forward in our pursuit of silverware, because I personally think the Mikel Arteta in-out debate isn't redundant, but it's redundant. The man has signed a new deal. Personally, I think for whatever, the media says or us fans say, I think as long as you get top four, I don't think trophies are not a given, but unfortunately, I think our club would like to. I think our players want to win. I think Arteta's got a lot of faults, but I think he wants to win silverware. I don't think silverware is demanded at our football club. I think we'd like to win trophies. It's not keeping us up at night. I guess what I'm referring to is as long as we get top four, everything's happy as Larry. And I look in January of last season that's just gone. Obviously, we were still in everything. We needed some fresh life, some interjection and whatnot. And I think, as much as I can criticize what Arteta and the players do, they were begging for signings and nothing came in. So the higher powers that be at the club, that told me all they needed to know. You're cool with top four, really and truly. I have seen these rumors of 75k to 100k, Harvey. I can't verify that. I really can't verify it, but I'd be amazed if he's on, what he's on at Chelsea. It is what it is, man. Kepa is a great backup experience. I don't know about great, but it's calm. Like it's calm. Like I don't understand why everybody's up in arms. Oh my God. Obviously, God forbid, if David Raya gets injured, Kepa's now thrown in and he has an extended run at that goalkeeping shirt. This is where things go. And I look at the way Bournemouth play. It's not similar, but it's somewhat similar to what Arteta wants to do. So he understands it. So yeah, man. Nameless Gooner, appreciate you, man. He was on 75k at Chelsea. So he's gone from 75 to 100k. To be fair, when I remove the fact that I'm an Arsenal fan, logically speaking, and I don't know his wages, but if you're moving to a new job, obviously there's exceptions to the rule. But generally, if you're moving to a new job, you're gonna want more money. And I guess for Kepa, again, clearly you're not favoured at Chelsea. I don't know how you was looking at Bournemouth if Bournemouth just thought, you know what, we're gonna get you. To be fair, Bournemouth had. They played a couple keepers last season, but yeah, I don't know if Bournemouth had any intention of buying you permanently. I mean, it was said a few years ago he wanted to stay at Real Madrid. You'd imagine for Chelsea, again, they wanted to move him on. For him, he moves to a club that obviously rates him a lot more than you would have got at Chelsea. You get a bit of stability. You stay in London. If your wages have been all right, obviously all the other stuff, fair play, man. People think Kepa is a scrub because Chelsea swapped him out. No, I'm not gonna lie, he's a scrub, man. He's a scrub. DG Raya came from Bournemouth. Brentford, my friend. Brentford. But yeah, man. Thoughts on Rodrigo? He wants 250k a week. Worth it, right? What's the hold up? Your thoughts? Boy, I would love Rodrigo, but I just feel when you get beyond the excitement, obviously you hear a lot of conflicting rumors about Rodrigo, and again, you're never gonna know the truth in it. There's bare rumors. Real Madrid want to sell him. Real Madrid want to give him a new deal. He wants to leave because he doesn't feel he gets the limelight like some of the other players. He wants to play in certain positions. He's gonna have a combo with Xabi Alonso. Now, the way I look at it is two things. Something's got to give. Where Real Madrid have to make, like, there could be a reality where he wants to stay at Real Madrid. Real Madrid are saying, no, we're going to sell you. We're going to do what we need to do with the finances from that. They've made it abundantly clear that there's no way back. Or for him, I'm making it clear that I want to go. Now, who really wants to leave Real Madrid? Off the top of my head, like, obviously there's exceptions to the rule. Cristiano Ronaldo is the only one that I looked at and he genuinely wanted to leave Real Madrid. Where you look at Casemiro, Di Maria, Mesut Ozil, even what's my man, the creation midfielder, he's a legend. How can I forget your name? Luka Modric, he's going to AC Milan. They sell you. It's not the other way around. And again, for them South American players, they grow up wanting to play for Real Madrid. He's been a key player of such. He's had good memories. And again, if you wasn't getting too much game time under Carlo Ancelotti, logically speaking, if you're down in the dumps and feeling sorry for yourself, I can't play, my dream's over, a new manager coming in, that's going to put a prep in your step. As you know, players that under Carlo Ancelotti, in theory, I know Real Madrid's a bit different, but they might have been the first names on the team sheet. What if Xabi Alonso doesn't rate them? So you can get in that. I can't imagine anything gets solved until after the Club World Cup, because naturally they're going to need him. I'd imagine, obviously, some clubs might go for him, some might not, and other people are making movements. But off the top of my head, if Rodrigo is genuinely available, we need to be throwing our hat into the ring. Chelsea got the money, and boy, they probably could field an 11. They could have a Premier League of just 20 different Chelsea sub teams, but we'll throw a hat into the ring. Chelsea will throw their hat into the ring. I don't know for the finances, but historically, you'd imagine Man United might want to get involved. I wouldn't discount Paris Saint-Germain. I don't think he goes Saudi, but there's Saudi. There's also the World Cup factors to consider wherever he's going to go. So it will be costly. But I mean, if Rodrigo's available, you've got to pay the going rates, innit? You see everything from 60, 70 million euros all the way to 100. You know what comes with them kind of players. You know he's going to be on big wages. And obviously, for a player like Rodrigo, 250, I think it'd be a lot more. Because if I'm Rodrigo, I'm not being funny, but brother, I've been at Real Madrid. I'm a star. I'm one of them kind of guys. I want a lot more than that. If I'm honest with you, you might even have to put an extra 100 grand on that. But if it is 250k a week and it's an 80 odd million fee, I don't know how much, the price of Rodrigo would factor into bringing Zubamendi, a striker, 5 million on Raya or Kepa, sorry, and all of those things. But it makes sense for me. Can play up front, can play off the left, which would be his bread and butter. I wouldn't discount him in the 10. It would lift everyone because for me, I think we need new everything. I think we need new ideas. I think we need new blood. I won't say the players are not inspired, but I think they need something now because it can't, you've had 3 years and I'd imagine the fourth we're expected to, I'm not saying we're happy with it, but at the minimum finish second. Anything else in the league position will be seen as regression. There's been 3 years, whether we've had that season in 2022, 23, we didn't expect to be in it. Everyone, the following season, we was meant to fall off. Everyone's going to get better. We were within touching distance, lost it the last day of the season. We all know between the summer, between January and all the games, what happened in the season that's just gone. 3 different years. The bottom line is we haven't got over the line. And I haven't seen the players down tools. They still look inspired by the manager. But I just wonder, what does that... I'm not saying they're not motivated because again, what they're saying now and in private are 2 different things. But any player that gives an interview, as young as Miles Lewis-Skelly, Saliba to the French papers, they're saying trophies are coming, we want it and whatnot. But it's got to be disheartening because, again, I'm not criticizing the players or their teammates, but we've all played football. You know when a serious baller comes into your team at Sunday league level, it gives everybody a spark. Equally, if you're trying to win a league or go into games against teams that are good, and it's not that you're dissing your teammates, you just look around and you ain't really got the firepower like that. And I do think the season that's just gone, I'm not saying everyone's going to leave and our project is rubbish and all of these things, but I do think this is a season for collectively as a club. If we were living in a bubble, the bubble's got to pop. I do think there was an element of complacency based on how the summer happened, based on how January happened, assuming that players that were in good form was going to continue. Other players were going to get back into form. There was going to be no injuries, no refereeing decisions. We need to get back to basics. And I guess, when I know people say 5 years and all that stuff, and it's right. But let's be honest, it's been 3 years. It will be a 4th going into next season where we've been in these conversations. I feel the first year, so 2022, 23, obviously you got a young manager, young squad. Everyone's buying into it. It didn't work out for us, but we kind of skipped the levels. It was probably just expected to get top 4. We skipped the levels. The next season, we're still motivated. All right, we missed out by touching distance. So you would have went into last summer thinking, do you know what? We missed out by a couple points. Let's get that striker. Let's get that left winger. Let's get those floor raisers, which we did. And let's get the ceiling raisers, which we didn't. I think this is the 1 year where I'm not trying to do all of that. But if I am Saka, if I am Saliba, even if I'm Declan Rice, who's been at the club 2 minutes based on this season versus last, this is one where you're wondering, hang about what's going on. And the manager can't be fully criticised. And he can't be absolved of all criticism. But even him, you might if I'm Declan Rice or Saliba or whatever, I might think, I love my teammates. I love what we're doing. I love the fans. I can see what the gaffer's doing. I just wonder what the club's doing. And it makes me look at, in my 30 years, definitely since we've gone to the Emirates, I do feel the higher powers that be at this football club, they want to be good. They don't want to be great. They don't want to be great. I don't think trophies are demanded. And yes, I know we're not entitled, and I'm definitely not saying that. I'm an Arsenal fan. I've seen my team win trophies. We've never been them ones retaining leagues and doing all of that. But I think Arteta and the players would like that. I think the people that ultimately control this club, I don't think they want to be into that realm. I really don't, because I felt like there was a more proactiveness around everything we was doing when we wasn't a shoe into top 4. Now it feels like there's a bit of complacency. It feels like we're half stepping. It's like we do 5 things that take us forward, 5 things that take us back, 5 things that take us forward, 5 things that make us back, and we conflate movement with progress. So yeah, man, bring Rodrigo to the carpet, bro. You always need a refresh. 1-2 ballers really elevates the atmosphere. Yeah, man. I guess that's what I'm getting. You need a refresh. You need something new. And I think that of all aspects, I think we need some new players. I think Arteta, whether it's by force because of the injuries or whatnot, I think there's been adaptation. I don't think there's been elevation. I'm sure the defensive statistics and all of that, but if I use my eyes, I look at the 2022-23 season, great going forward. The next year, fantastic defensively, all of those things. And there's elements of that this year that's just gone, but I don't see that. I just think we rested in our laurels, man. I haven't been happy with the Premier League season. Some of you have been following me since then, since Wolves. Like, I don't know why I keep saying the first game of the season because it sticks with me. I just think whether we've won, lost, or drawn, had good moments like against Real Madrid or City or the West Hams, we've kind of been talking about the same things, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, we need to replenish, man. I just don't understand why we aren't finalizing deals. To be fair to the club, just because, you know, we haven't heard anything imminent, I'd be amazed if the club are not doing things in the back burner. So I do kind of rest assured with that. Whether the players that come in will be good enough, etc., I don't know, but I do think that. But that being said, though, if I question my own logic, obviously fans are gonna panic. They're gonna get jealous. Like I said, it's a melting pot. People are jealous. You're seeing what other teams are doing. You're seeing a lot of links, not really progress. You would love to hear David Ornstein drop an exclusive about either a Sesko Gyökeres or an outfield player versus a second choice goalie. Obviously, a lot of frustrations around the manager, around, not winning a trophy. It's all kind of a melting pot. Smash the like button. MA told them again. So yeah, man. Since the start of the first game, DG last season, Paul, it is what it is. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be an Arsenal summer or transfer window of recent if we didn't buy a Chelsea player, if we weren't going for goalies and defenders. It is what it is. Rodrigo or Lookman and Eze choose. Oh, I mean, Rodrigo, in it, like whether it works out or not, you want stars, and I think it will give, whether it bangs or not's another, but it will give everybody a lift. It would show, oh, right, like we didn't see that happening. So I would go with Rodrigo. I like Lookman. You see as high as 60 million euros and as low as 30 million. If it's 30, especially if it's 30 million, I'm not against Lookman at all. That could be something. I do think the club admire Lookman, but I don't really feel the club are as heavy on him, really and truly, because when you see the David Ornstein reports and all of this, it's kind of the same old ones. It's like the only ones I've seen name dropped is Zubamendi, Sesko, Gyökeres, Nico Williams, even Rafael. You don't really see that with Lookman. Even Anthony Gordon's been name dropped, which for a variety of reasons we know that's not going to happen. I personally think Eze is going over there to Spurs, but how can you not want Eze? I don't really care about the fact that he was at our academy, yeah, but he was at our academy. He's English. Obviously, you could see him playing off the left, playing off the 10. Another one that would give us a lift. It'd be good, man. DG, I just want to start winning trophies again. I feel like we're being left behind the other clubs. When is this pain going to stop? Win us something. Where is the great Arsenal? What happened? And again, I do think people try and gaslight folks about entitled to winning trophies. But then in the same hand, you want to say the gaffer's good, the individual players are good. You want to reel off all these statistics. We've got to 2 semi-finals. We've been flirting with the league. Year-in-year progress, really, in the Champions League. And I'm not even definitely gearing this towards the Champions League. I'm just saying, would it be fair to say, if we're within touching distance, why is it not a fair question to say why we're not getting over the line? And whether you think trophies are a good given right or you just enjoy the ride because we used to be 8th, that's your business. I hear my manager say he wants to win trophies. I hear every player. Lewis Skelly's been in the team for 2 minutes and he says, we know we let the fans down. We want to win trophies. Raya says the same, etc., man. Now, apparently Kepa's a 5 million, but we're getting him out right, innit? Or give Palace Nelson and 30 million for Eze. I'm not going to lie. If I'm Palace, I'm not accepting that. I hear it. You get money, you get Nelson, but I would just want my money for Eze. I would genuinely just want my money. Till then, Kai is not the bad Bez, huh? For past 2 seasons, he was one of the few who helped us stay at the top 4, no doubt on that. This Kepa deal is just lazy scouting. Chelsea bargain basement is easy for us. Napoli love a Premier League player. You can sell Nelson to them if you need money. True, but you got to get a move on, because if I'm Man United, I'm trying to flog Garnacho over there. Deluded, what do you of us getting a proper left back in the likes of Kirkes and move Miles Lewis-Skelly to centre mid to help bolster our midfield options, especially on that left-hand side? Lewis-Skelly's got to be an option. I'd love to see Lewis-Skelly playing in midfield. It'd be interesting to see if he cuts out a career. Well, it'd be interesting to see if this inverted stuff, because he's 18 and we all know football's in cycles. Like, I don't know how long this inverted fullback stuff is going to be, or if it's ever going to go back to being traditional left backs and right backs, in which he could do. I do ask the question though, if Lewis Skelly was seen as an out and out central midfielder, I know he's basically played in midfield anyways, but if he was seen as like just a midfielder, would he get the England call-ups? Would he have played against Real Madrid? Would he have had this amount of minutes and appearances? I think he's played 30 odd times or something like that for us. I'm not sure, because you're going to have Zubamendi. We'll get into it, but Partey might stay, or there's going to be another one. You've obviously got Rice there. I'm not sure. I'd love to see it. Kirk has a baller. So unfortunately for us, that he's going to Liverpool, isn't it? Leao available for 60 million euros is a steal. I don't know if it's a steal, but yeah. Or exchange for a bad boy. Remember, Kat Sheila came from Napoli. Maybe they got another good player. And even Nelson, like, you need to flog that, man. He's on 100K a week. I don't know if he's going to be flooded with offers. He's injured at the moment. You're kind of hoping that, obviously, Berta, the club need to move on Nelson. But if you're Nelson, you need to go, like, really and truly. You need to, him, Lokonga, these kind of guys, that you're at Arsenal, you're contracted to Arsenal, but you're going on loan, then you're coming back. You need to find the home, really. And being devil's advocate, I'm not saying that these players are happy to just collect wages and things like that. But it's all fun and games saying, for a variety of reasons, some men are injured, get rid of Kai Havertz, sell Nelson, this one, Tomiyasu, this one, that one. Whether it's the length of contract they're on, the wages, them believing they could get into the manager's thinking, them not necessarily wanting to move to the clubs that might be offered with them, you know, them may not be able to get certain wages that they're getting over there here. It's got a lot to do, man. You got a lot to do, but you know you've got Jorginho gone. That's 100 odd grand a week off the wages. Tierney, you know, wish you the best of luck. Wish you actually stayed, but that's shedding money off. We hear rumors around Gabriel Jesus signing a renewal. I do think beyond the obvious and us needing like to address evident areas of immediate concern for next season, there is added bone. Like Berta's got to do that. He's got to pattern up the contract. I do think there's an element of finding stars of tomorrow, because we're getting linked with a lot of Greek lads that might not be ready to do it now, but could be doing it in the future. Napan, all of them kind of guys. And I do think there is an element and will be an element to get the wages fixed up, because whether we liked it or not, when they're doing Arteta first started, not really a fan of ripping up contracts. But okay, we was ripping up contracts. We was getting renewals done. The wage structure looked a bit more in healthy state. And as years gone on, it feels like we've, for a variety of reasons, like they fixed it. And now we're back in the mess, whether it's Arteta ready or whatnot. Like Kai Havertz is on big money. Not even dissing Kai, but logically, if you're Saka, if you're Saka, Saliba, obviously I don't know for Magalhaes, but you're gonna say, listen, I'm as important as Kai Havertz, if not more. I need big bucks. The same goes for if you're Rodrigo, etc. So balancing act, man. It's a serious work, man. I think Kepa will improve at Arsenal. Raya can help him become better. By God's grace. Hope you're doing better, Junior, man. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. Would make me sad to see Nelson leave, though. It reminds me of Wenger times. It's over. It's true, but for Nelson, you got to go, bro. It just hasn't worked out. You can leave with your head held high. At the end of the day, you've come through the academy. I won't say you're a cult hero, but everyone remembers the Bournemouth thing. You've come from the academy, played for your boyhood club, getting 100 grand a week. You're a success, but unfortunately, going in two directions. I hope Nelson goes somewhere, smash the like button, and the penny drops, and you show the potential you're supposed to have. But this is just life, unfortunately. And unfortunately for Nelson, his thing has probably been a lack of opportunity, probably been stagnation in terms of his development. But injuries, man, like he's had 2 hamstring knocks this season in 2 different hamstrings. Like it's killed him. Like I can't imagine. I'm not saying Fulham wouldn't be against keeping him permanently, but I'm sure if we spoke to some Fulham fans, like they wouldn't be probably waxing lyrical. They've actually been quite critical of Emil Smith-Rowe, actually. Leao or Nico Williams or Rodrigo? Rodrigo first, Nico Williams second, Leao third for me personally. I'll be happy with any of them. Would you sell Calafiori? No, I believe in him. Needs to stay fit. We've got to remember, excluding Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's the youngest in the team. I've got time for Calafiori. Many a thing he needs to fix up, but I've got a lot of time for him. And it's all fun and games saying sell him. Who is going to give us our bread back? So do we want to make a loss? It's not. I'm not saying you, but I just think when fans remove their emotion, it's not making sense. There's no width to the formation when you have inside forwards and inverted fullbacks at the same time. To be fair, Martinelli does pull out wide. Nelson played well for Fulham. Bin Leao, he's lazy. Kepa is a scrub. At one point was the worst rated goalkeeper in all of Europe's top 5 leagues. But hey, we got 5 million for him. Our PSR gives us huge room of 300 M's to spend. I just hope we do stuff, because I must admit, yeah, pardon me, I'm at the point, bro. I just want to see results. I just want to see results on and off the fit pitch. I'm more than happy to, big up you lot. We're talking about football, etc. I don't want to. I understand it. I'm not saying I'm necessarily vexed to hear about it, but cool. Do your monitoring, do your talking, just results now. If you say we need a striker and we need to get depth, just go out there and do it, really, really and truly. And where the PSR stuff is concerned, there's been many a summer window where obviously the club are not saying these things, but we hear war chest, we're under no financial issues. And I'm not saying spend recklessly, but we're hearing we're going to flex the bag. Then when the window doesn't work out, we also hear Arsenal are wary of PSR. So which one is it really? Like, I know we want to do the self-financing thing and that, but I'm at the point, just show me. If you lot are serious about wanting to win stuff now, show me. Address the areas, bring in the quality, show me new dynamics tactically, show me that you've learned from your mistakes. And if you don't do that, then you don't do that. Rate this summer transfer window. Kepa, Zubamendi, Sesko, Rodrigo. Damsgaard is back up for Odegaard. Also, contracts for Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Ethan, and Miles Lewis-Skelly. I mean, 10 out of 10 where the contract renewals are concerned. 10 out of 10 for the Rodrigo signing. 9 out of 10 for Sesko. 9 out of 10 for Zubamendi. 6 out of 10 for Kepa, because you've addressed the area. I don't rate the keeper, but it's not that I don't rate you. I just think I don't think you're terrible, but I'm not going to just put an unnecessary positive spin on it. But I can't understand people getting in the fit with it, man. But unfortunately, players make mistakes, and unfortunately for Kepa, if you do make a mistake, which even David Raya has done, I told you we shouldn't have signed him. You know how football goes, man. Appreciate you, my dude. Looks like we can get 100 million for sales. Really? Who though? Obviously, it all depends how much we hustle, because at other clubs, I'm sure all us fans, and even those of you in the chat that are not necessarily Arsenal fans, we see a lot of players go for fees, and you're like, right, how did they get that? It surely, in this day and age where there's more money than sense, valuation, how many players do you see is really value for money? If you're honest, yeah, you can caveat that with longevity and them doing the jobs, but 100 million, where though? Maybe I'm wrong, but okay, cool. Like what? Lokonga's probably giving us about 10 million now because he's gone Lazio, or 8 to 10 million. Lokonga's probably bringing in 10, maybe more. Hopefully, Berta could do a thing. Marquinhos apparently has gone from anything to 2.5 to 3 million. We're not getting nothing for Jorginho or Tierney or Partey as it stands. So that's freeing up wages. We're not selling Trossard or Martinelli. Who else is there? Fabio Vieira. It's all fun and games saying sell him. Is anyone going to be flushed to give us 25 to 40 million? I'm not too sure on that. Nelson, I'm not too sure. You could probably raise a decent fee, but it comes down to how good we are to hustle, man, and how good actually you're kind of reliant on these players moving on. Because if I'm Zinchenko, for example, I want to move because I want to go and play first team football. But if I look at it and say, well, maybe, and this is just me thinking, if I'm I'm not really on the Damsgaard thing, man. I'm not on the Damsgaard thing. Good player. I lost my trail of thought. Oh yeah, if I'm Zinchenko, and I know people don't want to hear this money grabber and all of these things, but these are things to consider. If I put myself in Zinchenko's shoes, what's one thing that if you was in that Arsenal team that you think maybe the manager could learn from? The same could be said for Kivior. Maybe rotating, trusting the squad, utilizing more of the squad, if you're honest, in it. So if I'm Zinchenko, I think maybe my manager's learning on the job. Maybe he learns to need to use players. I can play fullback, I can play in midfield, I can play in the 10. I might not get the wages I'm on now elsewhere. Plus, I'm gonna get a loyalty bonus. I was an Arsenal fan growing up. My wife and kids are happy here. I'm on a decent wage. Maybe I'm even happy with being a bit part player. So are you gonna be in a rush to leave? Arsenal might accept an offer for you. You might not fancy that move. You might fancy the move, but not fancy what the managers had to say. You might fancy that move, but you're not considerate with the wages. So you could argue there's more of a need. We have more of a need for them to want to move on than us moving them on, if that makes sense. And that could be said for several players. I'm not expecting us to do everything in terms of incomings and outgoings, but well, I hope in terms of incomings. But yeah, man. Caressas, Nusa, these are future stars. Bro, that Nusa guy, that goal you scored against Italy, to be fair, the whole of Norway's performance, quality, people, there's 267 of you in here. We've got 53 likes. If you've hit the like button, God bless you. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? Mods, please. Doesn't cost a thing, mate. Winter Nusa is fantastic. Arsenal should scout talents and stop buying rejects. Nah, DJ, I know you ain't rating it like that. 6 for Kepa. So 5-6. Like, I don't rate Kepa as a player, but fundamentally, you are experienced. You're not the best keeper. You do piss me off, but you're not the worst. It's one less area to stop waffling about. If you're experienced enough to know that, okay, push Riot all the way. I want you to think that you're better than Ryan. You can play, but you're a side man. Is what it is. 5 million. I'm not gonna cry. That's a 5-6. You've addressed an area I need you to address. Would I prefer some unknown keeper with potential or someone that isn't Kepa and has that smell? 100% not. But I'd pitch talk daily. It's an emotional thing. It's a 5 out of 10. Like, I'm not happy that we're shopping in Chelsea's bin, really. But like, if you're screaming and foaming at the mouth and I kept a shit, fucking hell, that's an emotional thing. You're being a bit of a dickhead, really. Like, if I'm honest, appreciate you, Jack, man. Run the likes, people. It's free, helps the channel grow. Would you rather he brought in another Runnison for 1 million? Now you're smoking butch. Nah, definitely not. Runnison, of all the keepers I've seen in the Emirates era, Runnison is the worst. And I say that because I'm sure we was doing a watch along. I'm not a fan of writing off players, regardless of what I think of them. I think everybody that comes into the club, you deserve my support. Criticism doesn't necessarily mean I can't support you. You deserve that. You deserve a chance. But I remember at Manchester City in that League Cup where only Martinelli and Lacazette looked like they were with it. Runnison, his kit was too big. He looked scared. Like, I'm looking into his eyes. You look shook. You genuinely look like you won the opportunity to play for Arsenal in a raffle, really. I can't, like, someone, you see, when I see signings like Marquinhos and Runnison, obviously I'm being a bit silly, but I'd rather the club or people come out and tell me they're brown envelopes, because that's the only way I can see the deal making sense. I can't believe we've scouted and gone through processes and we've been in meetings and we're talking about how good this guy is, and you're seeing that horrible guy, man. Big up yourself, Ryan, man. Smash the likes. They don't want any Chelsea affiliated players. They've been hurt too much. We do buy the Garbin ones. And to be fair, I would say to Arsenal fans, bro, we've survived William Gallas, bro. We've survived Gallas and his antics as a captain, and we've survived William. The fuck is a Kepa? Like, bro, we can deal with this. I remember the free kick when Runnison was in goal. Shocking. Did you know Arsenal only have 5 first-team players on under 100 grand a week? Probably going to have to rethinky that. Well, to be fair, it makes sense, really. Because everybody's fairly established. They've been in the game. Like, I wouldn't say they necessarily earn 100 odd, but I'd say off the top of my head, pardon me, Kivio can't be on 100. Lewis Skelly and Wanyeri can't be on 100. So that means 2 more. You said 5. I'm trying to guess this. I've said Lewis Skelly, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis Skelly, Wanyeri, Fabio Vieira. Kivio can't be on 100. That's 4. Fabio Vieira? There's got to be more. There's got to be someone else. Tomiyasu can't be on 100. Is Tommy on 100? Boy. Got to fix the wage bill, mate. Timber. You imagine in the next 18 months, if you could Timber, once we get through the more immediate concerns, you'd imagine Timber signs improved terms naturally, like in any walk of life. Why should another club share their scouting information and notes? Where'd you get that from? The world's most expensive keeper ever going for 5 million is crazy. Well, Visa to Spurs. Decent for them, really. Almost 300 people in here. Why not just hit the likes, folks? Hit the likes, or bumps will pop up on your faces. You don't want that, man. It's summertime, man. I'm sure some of you want to be a party. Damn. Yeah, Runnison was a shook youth, man. I think we can bargain as Madrid does this child prodigy. Make a 20 million, make a deal, 20M for Carrasquez and good money for Nusa. We'll buy Mascara from Valencia and hopefully Hato from Ajax. I can't see us getting 2 defenders. Are you happy with Kepa? I wouldn't say happy. It's indifferent. Like, it is what it is. Like, cool. Second choice, experience. Go and prove me wrong if there's anything to prove me wrong about. I'm not a fan of painting it over positive and making out, raw. This is some smart market opportunity from Arsenal. Likewise, I'm not going to pull my hair out over it. Stinks of Chelsea stink. But yeah, man. Burr is smart with transfers. He usually adds sell-on clause. For example, Nuno Tavares has a sell-on clause, which will give us more money in the future, as should. And if Ramsdale does join West Ham, which some rumours are saying, hopefully we did our bit due diligence last season and there's a sell-on clause there. It's an emotional thing because they think Kepa's going to be a Chelsea agent and concede goals. And to be honest with you, like, I'm not saying this as copium, yeah, but I can have my opinion about Kepa and I stand behind that. But that's me as an armchair expert. Areola, very good manager, saw something in Kepa. Obviously, in times of common, it hasn't worked out at Chelsea, but Chelsea bought him for stupid money. You went at Real Madrid, you went to Real Madrid, and they're quite fond of you. You are still in the Spain makeup as well, so you can't be that bad. I'm definitely not thinking you're amazing and all of that, but you can't be that bad. Second choice, like cool, you play in the League Cup, dependent on the opposition in the FA Cup. That's your thing. The minute there's serious teams to play in the FA and League Cup, I need David Raya. Big up yourself, Kepa. I'm not trying to see you in the Premier League. It's funny how life works out, and that God forbid Raya gets injured, but we probably will have to see you. But yeah, do your thing and prove people wrong, because football's a fickle game. At the end of the day, everyone's got an opinion. Once you play well, it's calm. Don't understand the hate with Kepa signing 5 million for a very solid backup keeper who will push Raya to another level is a brilliant deal. Push Raya to another level. Really? I disagree with that. I hear it, but yeah, man. DG, lay out your plan for defense. Are you keeping selling Zini Kivio? Kivio only leaves if he makes clear he wants to go. Like if Kivio says, you know what, I'm getting used to playing on a regular basis. I don't want to go back to holding bench. Fair play. You go do your thing, innit? Other than that, you need to stay for depth. I probably would let Zini go because I want to bring in a left back, if I'm honest with you. Tomiyasu, I love him. You've got one season to show me some proper fitness. If not, writings on the wall. Keeping Calafiori. Obviously, the Ben Whites, Calafiori's, Timbers, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, who's just signed a new deal. They're staying. Miles Lewis-Skelly the same. Have I missed anyone out? Yeah. My first choice would be a Timber Tomiyasu versatile defender that can play across that. I would not mind a right-sided centre-back that could play right-back, or a left-sided centre-back that could play left-back, or a left-back. I just feel there needs to be a couple more bodies in that defence, man, because we do have depth, but it's really false depth when you break it down, because Tomiyasu is going to pick up knocks. Zini picks up knocks / might not be here. Lewis-Skelly, obviously, as much as he's shown consistency and stuff, we have to give the young player some luxury in that he's going to make mistakes and all of those things. Calafiori's still learning and can't stay fit. Obviously, we have ran Ben White, Timber, who's still injured, Magalhaes, Saliba into the ground. There has to be opportunities, maybe not rest, like you're not playing 3 games in a row, but being a bit cute and clever with them. And I do think in previous years, we would do some of the business, not all of them. I think we need to do everything in the summer. You need to get a couple of attacking reinforcements. We even see as extreme as Arsenal want 3 attackers. I don't know if that's 2 strikers and a left winger, 2 wingers and a striker, even a left winger and a striker. But I think we need to address all areas, man. There's no play thing no more. You need to get everything now. Like, you've gone beyond that. Kepa is that the best Arsenal can do. Keep funding Chelsea Football Club money for their ex-players. But it's when we sign Cedric, these men will see out their contracts. Can you blame them? I can't blame them, bro. I can't blame them. But yeah, we got something for Jorginho to terminate his contract. Big up Jorginho. Ironically, he's probably been one of our better players, man. DG, Jamaica got a tough group. Guatemala sourcing going to be a tough match. Bro, we got this, man. We got this. I don't know if I have the best kits on YouTube, man. There's a couple people with kit game I rate a lot, but appreciate that. More kits to come out in Arsenal. Just send me a striker so I can buy the new season's kits, man. DG, Tavares, Lokonga, Nelson, Vieira, Martinelli. I don't think we're selling Martinelli at the moment, but the rest, the writing's on the wall, man. That's the 8. You put Rodgers or Eze instead of Damsgaard. I go to 9+. Nusa looks cold, but once they touch Leipzig, they're going to stay for a couple years, and then it's serious Wonga, man. Yeah, Real Madrid are in the Club World Cup. I'm not going to lie, this club has hit rock bottom. The money must be spent on attackers, strikers, needle movers, bring them, scorers, bring them, get free. I hear you. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Needle movers. Like you said there, 88. Most important thing, needle movers, man. Needle movers. Because one thing, us fans, because signings don't guarantee you're going to do anything, but if we're going to get gassed about Rodrigo, I'm exaggerating, but Rodrigo or Gyökeres or Sesko, imagine what the players are saying. Imagine, because they're the ones training. Like, we all know Saka's good, for example, yeah. The players know how good Saka. You're seeing him up close and personal. It's like Barcelona. Like, we all know how good Yao Mao and Pedri are, but they're training with them. They're seeing them. My point of saying that is we're going to get gassed. Your co-workers, which essentially footballers, how much are you going to get gassed when you're like, oh, what's going on there? And there must be, like, I imagine if we speak to the Invincibles, how many games must we have been in trouble and we've just passed it to Omri or Bergkamp or something, and they've just done a madness for us. And even Liverpool last season, where the whole team did their job, but there was games Salah just bailed them out. We need couple guys that can do that for us. We don't have that. If it's not Saka and a couple purple patch players, we don't have that, man. Bournemouth was his peak, the most talented, but I hope like it will be an ESR, he'll find the landing spot. Who are you referring to there? Bournemouth? I thought he was talking about Kepa. I'm not on this sentimental thing. You gotta go. Yeah, I must admit, I'm still sentimental. I'm not gonna act holier than thou, but we need to be cruel to be kind. We ain't got time for that no more now, man. We haven't got time for that. We want a good team now. They need to get their digit and win trophies. I hear you, man. Jesus resigning means Havertz plays a midfield role. Personally, I could see a reality where Kai Havertz plays up front and him and Sesko rotate. My hot take is I think we're going to see Kai Havertz in midfield a lot more. I actually think in that Martin Odegaard role, if I'm honest, I could see some hybrid, kind of thing in that regards going on. So, yeah. Extending Gabriel Jesus' contract, I don't understand it personally because he's contracted until 2027. Surely there's no need to do that. Obviously, maybe it's a thing, rightly or wrongly, where it's a bit of confidence. He's had a second big injury in another knee. You're giving him a new contract. The club are believing in you. You're getting your act together. Maybe I can't imagine what resale value it's protecting, but it's protecting something. Because I don't know. In all honesty, man, I really don't know. I really don't get it personally. Saka looking like he's going to be injury prone after his surgery. Really? DG, imagine the conversations right now at the Brazil camp between Martinelli and Rodrigo. Even though Magalhaes is injured, go over there, get involved, man. Go over there and get involved, man. DG, what's your top 5 waviest kits? Do a Jamaica watch along. Sulan. We're doing a watch along. I think I'm going live at 1:50 because I think fuck it. Let's just watch Germany, France. So yeah, link up, people. Top 5 waviest kits that I own. It don't fit me no more, like for obvious reasons. I think I was like 7, 8, but Arsenal's 2004 shirt, the yellow one with the blue collars is in my attic somewhere, and I got the home kit for that as well, the O2. So I'd say them. I'd say this. I'm a big fan of this. I got a couple of the retro Arsenal shirts, the rebranded, not rebrand, but the remakes from Adidas. So I'd say them. Good question, my guy, man. Jorginho was in a reject. And to be fair, you see this reject thing, I don't really care about it, fam. Like, if you come and do the job, nobody cares. Do you know how many stars have been rejects or whatever? Who cares? If you are a striker and someone says, oh, you're a Spurs rejects or whatever, but you're bagging in goals from my club, I don't give a monkeys, but everyone's got to start somewhere, man. Nelson was without the injuries and it's like a game time to push on what could have been. Yeah. And I just don't think Nelson's his footballing IQ, I don't think it's kicked on enough. I still think you play the same way you did when Wenger came through. But game time, man, that's why you see how important minutes are, man. Phase 1, 6, Kepa, boy, are we getting a Garmy? Wouldn't mind that. Surely we only move for another central midfielder in addition to Zubamendi, is if Partey says, you know what, I'm cutting. Salah was a Chelsea reject, and I don't think Salah cares or Liverpool care. Like, bro, you got to start somewhere, bro. Could you imagine social media right now? Oh, Thierry Henry, Juventus reject, Bergkamp this. Oh, why is he buying this random guy from AC Milan and Patrick Vieira? Could you imagine the bullshit, bro? Could you imagine, yeah, if Ian Wright, forget when Ian Wright joined Arsenal, when Ian Wright started kicking ball from semi-pro, can you imagine the bullshit? Pardon my French. And I'm not saying these things are right, but bro, it's jarring, man. It's jarring, bro. It's just some snooty fan stuff. Like it's pub chat, really. It's barbershop talk. He's a reject, and I put that reject talk in the same vein as, like Bukayo Saka and Mo Salah. Like their game IQ is immaculate and whatnot, but they're not doing a million skills. And people say, "Oh, they haven't got aura. It doesn't move me." It's jarring. It's jarring, bro. Zubamendi deal in doubt. Is that some level of an update? Boy, I mean, I don't necessarily know because I haven't seen that. But if it is in doubt for all the journalists and everyone that was saying it's more or less a done deal, boy, then I've got something to answer for, and that's all. That's okay. If Zubamendi deal in doubt, that's cool. Just make sure you go and thingy, address the other area. Just make sure you find another centre mid. I don't want to hear we tried our top target. We're not good. If we can't have our number 1 target, we don't want to bring it in. In general, I agree with these things, but no, now it's gone beyond that. Now it's gone beyond that. Like now, you need to address everything, bro. Get me? Like Salah done his job. Nobody cares, bro. Like it's just some snooty crap. We make stars, and when we make stars, and when they will leave, they turn into rejects. Except Henri, boy, it's just so people can sleep at night, man. Okay, DG, how many stars we had that were rejects? I've been listed them. Like, could you what? I know it didn't work out for Ozil, but you could throw Ozil in there. You could throw Alexis Sanchez in there. Like, there's many a guy. As much as we love buying quality players, the style of play has to change significantly next season. Was bored to death this past season. Missed the 2022-23 style of play. Fearless. Excluding the year that's just gone by. And I know it's not as simple as this, but as you said, the 2022-23 season and the 23-24 defensive, so the attack and the defense of them 2 years, if we could just merge that together, Arteta just find a way when whatever you're planning for isn't working, bro, and get the additions in. I know I'm making it sound simple, but we would be celebrating something. It's probably to protect his value, but still I wouldn't extend it. But what value are we protecting though? Because he's gonna be on big wages. Fair enough, I hear it, because if we fast forward a year, Gabriel Jesus next summer, he's got a year left on his deal, and you're kind of immersing. No, yeah, he would have 2027 to be 2026. I hear it, but really, I want Jesus to get fit. I think you got a part to play in the squad next season, but jarring, man. You, man, won't sign Rodrigo easily. Liverpool still heavily interested in him. It's true, but and I don't know what FSG are planning because they owe Onslaught a lot, but it seems like there's a serious financial outlay for Verts. You're getting Kirkes, you're doing other things. Are you going to bring in another big money man? Now, of course, Luis Diaz seems the one that's going to leave. He spoke when he was with Colombia about cutting. I think if Onslaught, I think Onslaught be open to letting Jota, not all of them for obvious reasons, but decent offer comes in for Jota. I don't think he'd cry if the club want him to go. The same goes for Diaz. I think if you were to push and press Onslaught, Nunes is the one he wants gone. Like, Nunes is the one, and maybe even the club and even Liverpool. That serves as a reminder. Obviously, Darwin Nunes, everyone was rating his thing. He was brought for big money. It hasn't worked out. Like, it hasn't. He's been demoted into kind of a squad role. If he leaves, he leaves. It is what it is, and he's helped him. Ironically, against us, he helped Liverpool snatch a point. He's helped Liverpool achieve whatever they're achieving this season. My point of saying that is to say this. You see, if you get Gyökeres and Sesko and all of these guys, and it doesn't work out to how we thought, just get another player, find a solution. There's like, I do think Arsenal fans get into this trap of there's only one way of going about things, and that's what we have to do. Darwin might go Saudi, but today there's rumors he could stay. We aren't overhauling the attack. Only 2 will leave. It wouldn't make sense to completely overhaul it. I'm just saying that I think Gakpo and Salah are the only ones. Onslaught would say no. If certain offers came in, he wouldn't be against it. It wouldn't make sense for Liverpool to tear up the squad. If I'm honest, it wouldn't. Semenyo. I don't mind Semenyo, but 50 million. I know. Yeah, I don't think Jota's going anywhere. I wouldn't. Semenyo, I'm not against him. I like him, and I know valuations and what a player's worth out the window. But 50, 60 million, really? It's not for me. Still, it'd be peak if Zubimendi goes Madrid, Partey goes Barca. The fan base will go mental. They can go mental. That's cool. If Arsenal go and do that, yeah. If Arsenal go and do that, if that happens, make sure you bring in random Joe Blogs in midfield. I don't want to hear excuses next season. I just want to enter that season thinking, okay, we've got the depth, we've got the quality. What shall be, shall be. Because again, I can only speak for myself. But if we put ourselves back to last summer, right? If I felt we had the depth, because Arteta's been crying about that, and we brought in the quality, and we felt we had the bodies, and the season played out the same way, obviously with how the competitions, but in terms of the injuries, I'd say fair play, you know. I'd say, yeah, let's look into what's going on with this, but fair play, because you've actually proactively tried to put your best foot forward. I don't think that was the case. We can't have Partey leaving on a free. Well, we're kind of at his mercy at this moment in time. Why is no one going for Edison of Atalanta? We don't know. It could be the calm before the storm. I think he's a free agent next season. Maybe clubs are waiting. I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, man. If Jota wasn't injury prone, he'd be quality. Yeah, man. Do you know what? I thought he'd be a lot more of a hit at Liverpool than he's been. It's probably been centered around injuries, but he just screamed, definitely at Wolves. He just screamed. You know, there's certain players you can just see that there's certain clubs for you. It is what it is, man. Chelsea got Palmer, City got Cherky, Liverpool got Verts, Arsenal got Odegaard. That GG, you're shameless. Are we forgetting Bukayo Saka? You're a shameless individual. Don't worry, it's the calm before the storm, man. It's the calm before the storm. Wait, but you are right though. We need to get a move on. Feel you let Arteta get whatever. We don't win anything next season. He's a goner. I don't think he is, cuz. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. If you get top four, I think you're calm still. Because last season, again, we don't make the decisions, but last season, like going back to last summer, coming into the season that's just gone, what was it? You need to deliver now. Silverware, do. The season's played out however it's played out. And a lot of people maintain that. And a lot of people are sympathetic and a lot of people are still sticking to their guns. But that kind of stuff is now being peddled going into next season. DG, how comes you don't upload to Spotify as much? I've been violated, man. Don't worry. I'm going to get back on that, man. By tomorrow, bare things coming out, and I'm going to get on that a lot more, man. Make sure you're following on Spotify. Apologies, man. It's difficult for one man, but you're right. You're right. We're going to get back on there. We're going to get back on there, man. DG, you think this is going to end in tears and will be Arteta's last season? I hope it's tears of joy. You know, tears in life, it's quite poetic seeing tears, right? Because we need, in our bodies, we need salt and we need water to live, right? What's in our tears? So hopefully it's tears of jubilation. But I'm at the point where, as I keep saying, that the club need to show me now. Like, I've kind of emotionally checked out, support the team, all that kind of stuff. But I thought to a degree, we moved past the chattings. Like, we've gone back into talking a good game and not walking it. And I'm not a know-it-all, but it feels like everything all the issues that I had going into last season played out. And I don't think any of the issues, whether that's breaking down low blocks, around depth, around the left-hand side, and all the things we've probably been waffling about in these 52 minutes and in general, I think I knew them to see going into last season, let alone how that season played out. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you keep doing the same things and having the same issues and not going about it to try and fix that with a different approach, what's going to change? If nothing changes, nothing changes. So I'm at the point, show me, innit? I don't want to hear chattings. I think a lot of people at the club are in borrowed time. If we want to, I keep saying this, if we want to be a team that finishes second, semi-finals, mash up, good record against the top six, mash up City every now and again, shock results against Real Madrid, we've got enough. If you want to get to the next level, you lot are smart enough to know where we need to go. Too much raving, get back to work. The gal ain't going anywhere, fam. You reckon? So why gal got legs? Man, if I chased them, you get me. I being foolish. It's all entertainment. People are listening to this. I'm sure enough for my subscribers. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't want to hear you think you're funny. You think you're funny. So long. Your best player of the Emirates era, DG. I don't want to do the cheat code thing and say Cesc Fabregas and Thierry Henry and all of them. It's a cheat code. Good question. There's been a lot, man. Like, when you strip everything back, I know we had a lot of baggage and all this stuff, but in terms of the epitome of creativity and all of that stuff, bro, Mesut Ozil, especially live off the ball, magician, absolute fucking magician. Alexis Sanchez, you can't not look beyond him. Have to give Santi Cazorla his flowers. Nasri as well. Probably not the best, but one player I'll always have in high regards, because I remember when that was kind of a big money signing for us, Arshavin. Arshavin. You know what? They're just kind of getting started, and it's a bit different. But in terms of players I've seen during the but Jack Wilshere up to a point, I'd actually throw William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka. I'd throw them into the mix. Raya by default, because we've had some fucking shit keepers at the Emirates during the Emirates era. Like Ramsdale, hey, for all your mistakes as well, you're probably thrown in there. We have some crap keepers, man. Crap keepers. Runnison is not even the worst. I don't think Czech was as bad as people made out, but we did not get the Petr Cech that you'd be showing highlights of. Ospina was crap. Some fans actually rated Ospina. Oh my God, I can't believe some fans rated Ospina. Ospina was horrible. PTSD is just kicking in, man. People are quick to forget Odegaard's quality. Bro, I'm not going to lie, man, I have to remind them. DG, we need to get Kudus. The last 4 seasons, Saka is tired and doesn't perform last 10 games, my observation. I don't really want to buy into the Kudus chat, Alexis Sanchez for me within the last 15 years. Alexis was electrifying, like just showmanship, match winner, off the left, through the middle. All Almunia was, bro, Almunia. You're not ruining my Sunday, man. It don't matter what religion you support, yeah, or man said support, I'm in football mode, follow. Sunday is seen as a lot of days of rest and whatnot. We're not gonna cuss bad words and do mad things on Sundays and do blasphemy on Sundays. I'm not. Man said Armenia, bro. Ozil was the ultimate baller. If only he was more consistent, a few more seasons, bro. Ozil was just a little diva, man. Like absolute little diva, like little fucking diva, man. And I just feel we facilitated a lot of his nonsense. Like he's too much of a weird little pussy old maverick, but he was cold. But the problem with Ozil is your whole team has to be fixed up. Ozil's a dazzler. When it's trenches time, Ozil's not the guy for that. He did it on a couple of occasions, but it weren't a given. And if I'm vexed with Mesut Ozil about something, it's the fact that obviously your career is done, but like he's Bolo now, like he's wham. We was all used to think, what the hell is going? Like Adam has said here, like why weren't you doing that then? Ozil was unreal. Just come with too much BS, bro. But I don't think I've. Nah, yeah. Oh, when we signed, though, forget Ozil playing for us. Like the fanfare around Ozil, crazy. Ozil was low key bigger than Arsenal from when he walked. The ladder, he's never. No player's bigger than my team, man. I don't know what kind of style you're trying to deal with. Lesser that Gigi, you're onto us, you know. You clearly like me as a content creator. Allow me, man. Go do the strays on the other streams, man. Never that, but that's our thing. We're signing Ozil when. Like Ozil's a player, you need to have that striker. You need the rest of the team to be a functioning unit. Like Ozil, every other 10 players or 9 outfield players have to work 10 times harder. Like that's the reality. But I think it's very different. But it's like what United did with Pogba. You're signing great players, yeah, and you're like, well, sort it out. You can get 1,000,000 goals. You can get 1,000,000 assists. You can win every game on your own. You can cure world hunger and win the Tour de France and the US Open and all that. Get it done, mate. Man said Armenia was cold. I was like, I can't get over that. Yo, pissing me off. I can't. Like, do you know how shit Armenia was? Armenia, you don't, like, I'm still on to you for 2006. It's not all your fault, but I'm still on to you for that. Like, Armenia was dead, man. And that's how I know England were rubbish. Because I remember when Armenia used to get put in the shouts of, yeah, you could be England #1. To be fair, our manager, Mikel Arteta, there used to be talks around you playing for England. And I can't really get it. I'm being very harsh because Cristiano Ronaldo, but in the Champions League, when Ronaldo scored from like 30, 40 yards, like I hear it, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, but come on, man. Like, no, Armenia was dead, man. Armenia was dead. Big him up. Armenia was dead because there's some people that rate him. Like there's some people that rate him. There's a section of our fan base that rate Bentner. Some of our fans love mediocrity. Do you know how many a striker's job is to put goals in the back of the net? Do you know how many times I've seen us about to score? At least on 2 occasions in the Champions League, us about to score. I'm sure Adebayo at the Emirates, definitely at the Camp Nou. The ball's about to go in the back of the net for us. Why is Lanky Bentner blocking the shot off the line? Bro, please, man. Please. Focus, big man. Oh, mate. You know, we've had some shit cunts, mate. But Almunia, I rate you more than Gallas. Definitely rate you more than Gallas. Gallas, the worst ever player, much less captain. Worst ever player to play for Arsenal. You have an enemy in me for life. You disrespected the number 10. You had a mohawk, a relaxed one at that. You were sulking against Birmingham. You brought your mercenary nonsense here. Why on God's green earth? We should have just took the money for Ashley Cole, let alone you. Chelsea, Gallas, great player, mercenary. And you're like, I can't trust you. You played for Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs. You can't trust someone that's done all of that. Fair enough, it's a job, but you're kind of mad. Odegaard needs to shoot, then pass. He's moving like just kidding. I need Luca. Ozil was a magician. He did do a lot of disappearing acts, didn't he? DG, rate the chances of winning a major with a transfer window of Sesko, Zubamendi, Leao, Rodrigo. Let's just try and I don't know, man. I don't think we're winning the league next year. Of course, I want to be wrong. I think City are going to win it. Liverpool second or between them. Champions League, you hope in it, but I can't go into the Champions League like, yeah, we're going to win it. If you get to the semis, let's try to do one better. Maybe quarters, semis, maybe there's a positive omen. Just put the FA Cup in the bag, man. Just put the FA Cup in the bag, man. I hate Gallas. From a footballing point of view, I can't hate you as a human. I'm pretty sure if I knew you, I'd probably hate you. But I don't like you, Gallas. I really don't. Who is the player with the highest ceiling in our current squad, in your opinion, DG? William Saliba, Bukayo Saka. Probably them, if I'm honest. I don't know what the story is, bro. Arsenal, like the Emirates, I don't know, man. Rate some shit dons. That you could say Dalman, but he's technically not part of the first team squad. Gabriel's realizing his potential. Declan Rice, I hesitated. I could have said him. Wenger did some magic to still qualify for the Champions League with Almunia, Clichy, Holding, Chambers, Jenkins. Bro, Wenger done madness because it's all fun and games talking about the Invincibles and the Santis and the Nasris and the Sesses and this one and that one. Wenger, we weren't winning stuff, but we were known as having the best football in the world, let alone only Barca could talk to us when we had some fucking shit players. He's making them play out of their skin. Our manager included, because we had the rubby Arteta. Let's not forget that. Lewis Skelly, I guess. Gabriel should be captain. I can't lie, call me crazy, but we need to go for the quad for all the years of pain and mockery. We need to, man. But the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. How comes Arsenal can't stop shopping at Chelsea CEX looking for a bargain? Must have a pain fetish, innit? We must have a pain fetish. And that's why there's no point even dissing Chelsea players anymore, because 9 times out of 10, we end up signing them, innit? Really and truly. I hear it with the Kepa thing, it's a market opportunity, but yeah, it is what it is. Apparently, if you're a Liverpool fan, according to Paul Joyce, Bayern Leverkusen have rejected Liverpool's 135 million bid for Wirtz. They're going to get that over the line, but naturally, Wirtz is a generational talent and all that kind of stuff. Leverkusen, you want to take a Premier League club, in this case, Liverpool, to the cleaners. You want to get your bread, bro. You want to get your bread. With that being said, let's start looking at some news, man. The time is flying. Arsenal are now in advanced negotiations for Benjamin Sesko. There's no agreement now or expected this weekend, but there are discussions underway and proceeding well for all parties. We are close to getting a deal. It's just unfortunately not an outfield player. David Ornstein did say yesterday, Arsenal are close to finalizing a deal to sign goalkeeper Kepa. I'm like, fuck it, let's go for it. Nah, I can't do it. Kepa Arrizabalaga. I tried the thing, man. We always try. Smash the like button, man. God loves a trial. The Athletic reported on June 6th that Arsenal had made Kepa, we're definitely not trying that again, their top target as they look to recruit a deputy to first choice goalkeeper David Raya. We'd previously been linked with Garcia, who looks to be going to Barcelona. They're the favourites. Kepa has a 5 million release clause in his Chelsea contract, which he signed before joining Bournemouth on loan. Why didn't Bournemouth take you up on that? That extension added a year onto his term, which now runs until 2026. So yeah, Chelsea more than happy to flog him, but also significantly reduced his salary, because that reduced your salary at Chelsea. What you want at Arsenal, not that I'm pocket watching. He joined Chelsea for 71.6 million in 2018. He played 163 times and won 4 major honors. So it worked out for him. Having only made 20 appearances during a loan spell at Real Madrid in 23-24, Kepa established himself as Bournemouth's first choice goalkeeper last season following Neto's temporary switch to Arsenal. The 30-year-old Kepa kept 9 clean sheets in 35 games for Bournemouth in 2024-25. Areola's side registered the 6th best defensive record in the Prem, which is great, but we also got to remember that's filtered into tactics, etc. We also have one of the best defensive records, so maybe we can hide Kepa's deficiencies. We all know we got Neto, we all know Aaron Ramsdale left. What is this? Arsenal staff are long-term, here we go, as we always hear when we sign a player, Arsenal staff are long-term admirers of Kepa, and this is not the first time his name has been raised in recruitment conversations at the club. The affordable price means Kepa was expected to have various options this summer. Arsenal already have an established number one in 29-year-old Raya. Kepa understands the existing hierarchy at Arsenal after Raya's strong performance in 2024-25, but is willing to fight for his place in North London. Arsenal believe Kepa has shown in his spells at Chelsea and Real Madrid, didn't he refuse to get subbed at Chelsea, that he has the attitude and professionalism to support a number one, having acted at times as an understudy to Mendy at the former and Lunin at the latter. So yeah, you know what? Give everyone a chance. Welcome, my guy, man. Catch you back for the watch along, DG. One love, man. Smash the likes if you haven't already. So yeah, man, Kepa, if that's you, fair play. Apparently Ryan Taylor has said Arsenal working on 6 new contracts for first team stars after Gabriel agreement. Arsenal defender Magalhaes signed a new long-term contract earlier this week, but Gunners sporting director Andrea Berta does not intend to stop there. Berta will now seek to iron out new long-term deals for 4 key Arsenal stars after Magalhaes committed his future until 2029, while the Gunners are working on deals for Martin Zubamendi and Kepa. Behind the scenes, the Italian chief Berta has also made notable progress on a number of key contract extensions. Sources have told the Mirror Football that since his arrival in March, Berta has been working extremely hard to retain the services of the club's most prized assets, as Arsenal want to keep their house in order as they continue to build towards an exciting future. Both Saka and Saliba, who have 2 years left to run on their current deals, have held positive dialogue with Arsenal over fresh terms and want to stay at the club. Saliba has been courted by Real Madrid, but Mikel Arteta's indispensable duo have already spoken publicly about their desire to remain in North London in a major boost for the Spaniard. Arsenal are relaxed about the process, and while there's an understanding that while negotiations can take time, they maintain confidence that agreements will be struck in due course. Academy grads Wanyeri and Lewis Skelly are also in line for new contracts, which would include lucrative pay rises. Their current contracts are due to expire in the summer of 2026, but there is optimism. Agreements for both players are now in sight following the 2 stellar breakthrough seasons at the Emirates. Conversations with Lewis Skelly began prior to Berta's arrival, while one of the Italian's first acts as Arsenal sporting director was to approach the reps of Wanyeri to propose formal contracts discussions, which are advancing. Negotiations also remain ongoing with both Thomas Partey, who is currently set to become a free agent at the end of the month, and Leandro Trossard. Arsenal made Partey what they considered to be a competitive offer around 10 days ago, but at this moment in time, there's no agreement between the parties and the situation remains open. The Ghanaian midfielder, who turns 32 next Friday, has also attracted interest from Barcelona, wants to stay with the Gunners, and is understood to be settled in North London. However, Partey is said to be cautious that his next contract could potentially represent his last big deal, and his inner circle want to see his importance to the team reflected within the terms proposed. All parties want a quick resolution, as Partey and his agent, Jose Daniel Jimenez Ponzanco, who has been handling talks with Arsenal, are currently scheduled to be in Ghana from June 10th to June 13th for the second edition of the Thomas Partey tournament, where scouts from Europe will cast an eye over young local talent. Hello, can we go over there as well? Must be the next Kudus and Partey over there. Additionally, Partey is due to appear at an all-star festival in Accra, Ghana on June the 18th. Meanwhile, Trossard remains in line to extend his stay with Arsenal, having joined the club in 2023. He was the subject of a verbal offer from the Saudi Pro League side Al Ittihad last September, and sources close to Trossard have confirmed there's still interest from the Middle East, but to date, there have been no concrete offers this summer, and the 30-year-old Belgian's priority is to continue with the Gunners. What do we make of that, folks? On Sammy Mokbel has spoken about Saka and said, I've been getting positive vibes. With regards to how these talks have been progressing and going, I have to say I'm getting positivity for around 4 to 5 weeks now. I haven't been confident enough yet to write that story. You would have seen it if I was, but that isn't to say that work isn't being done in the background. I think some cohesive work is going on with Andrea Berta, who is leading the process. I think there is confidence behind the scenes that sooner rather than later, Saka will sign a new contract. Again, that will be systemic news for Arsenal. You don't need me to tell you how important he is for Arsenal and the way they play, which makes sense. Once again, Gyökeres appears set to be the one to miss out on an Arsenal transfer this summer after it all came down to a shootout with Sesko. Football London understands the RB Leipzig forward is the one the Gunners have now chosen to press ahead with to make their key striker signing this summer. Talks took place last week between Berta and Arteta in the club's hierarchy. Sesko and Gyökeres have been thoroughly scouted for more than a year now, but it is the former who is the obvious front runner in the quest to solve this problem. Well, so there you lot have it, people. We having Sesko over my man or Gyökeres over my man? Sesko's apparently said yes. You have seen Arsenal to hand Gabriel Jesus a contract extension. Chelsea want Hato. We need to be getting involved in that. Apparently, Sesko wants Arsenal, and Arsenal working on 4 deals. Arsenal to sacrifice Martinelli for €100 million signing. We're showing signs we could sell Martinelli. Well, I mean, Martinelli hasn't kicked on. His future is going to be subject to consistent speculation. We know this. Keep smashing the like button if you have not already, people. God bless you all. Moving on, Arsenal are scouting the market for a potential backup to Saka on the right and an upgrade on Martinelli on the left. Although far from an unreliable player, the Brazilian has struggled to consistently perform at the level expected of him. Arteta remains a fan of the 23-year-old, who he personally nurtured and made the player he is today. Indeed, in March, Football Transfers reported that Arsenal were keen to keep Martinelli, despite their pursuit of a left winger, with Nico Williams their top target at the time. Arsenal to fund Rodrigo with Martinelli. So Martinelli needs to stay and be part of the squad, people. But we know Rodrigo and Williams would cost a lot. Signing Rodrigo over Williams would require a larger financial outlay, even if the latter isn't really a bargain either due to his hefty wage demands. Should Rodrigo decide to leave Real Madrid, he's expected to command a fee in the region of 100 million euros and a net salary of 10 million euros, which would make him Arsenal's top earner. That means there are some doubts over the feasibility of a move for the Brazilian. Give Me Sports suggests is that Martinelli could be sacrificed to raise funds. It's claimed the Gunners star is being targeted by AC Milan, who are expected to part with Rafa Leao after the Portuguese man handed in a transfer request. Arsenal have been linked with Leao, but at present, Bayern's interest appears more advanced, even if German sources are playing down claims that a bid has already been placed and face-to-face meetings being held. The report asserts that Arsenal are showing signs of potentially selling Martinelli, although Arteta is still not actively pushing him out. Still, the manager has stopped short of giving assurances that he'll be kept at the Emirates, is his claim. So it really is transfer season, people. Arsenal apparently have held talks over signing Mohamed Kudus with West Ham. We are told that discussions between the Gunners and the Hammers recently took place. Anyone having him? With Arsenal expressing an interest in the Ghana international. Kudus is understood to have an 100 million euros release clause in his contract, but Arsenal made it clear during their talks that they have no intention of matching this inflated fee. Sources with knowledge of Arsenal's interest in the attacker have informed us that they value Kudus at around 55 to 60 million euros. The 24-year-old is one of several wide players currently under discussion by the Gunners. He's been linked with Chelsea. We've been linked with him prior to his days at West Ham when he was at Ajax. Kudus, for his part, is looking to leave West Ham as he's keen to play European football next season. Should he try to force for a move, the Hammers will likely have to accept a fee well below his release clause. Chelsea, Newcastle also interested in Kudus. Kudus at Chelsea is unthinkable. Kudus at Newcastle with Isaac and Gordon and the rest, crazy. We can also confirm Chelsea and Newcastle are genuine admirers of the former Ajax star, with both in the market for wide players this summer. Newcastle in particular are keen to sign a player for the right wing. Chelsea, like Arsenal, are prioritizing moves for the left-sided player, but Kudus has shown that he's capable of operating on both flanks. He's been used in numerous attacking roles at West Ham. He's got 19 goals and 13 assists in 80 appearances. Anyone having Kudus? 55, what did it say? 55 to 60. So what's that? 40 odd to about 50. Fair enough, really and truly. Is anything else? We've gone over Kudus, we've gone over Kepa, we briefly touched on Sesko. I think everyone, including myself, is bored of hearing about Sesko and Gyökeres. Apparently, Nico Williams, if this would load, is not a priority for Barcelona. It doesn't look like the club will go for him this summer. So that would mean an Arsenal or Bayern Munich and this one and that one all kind of have one less competitor for his signature. Arsenal have added Morgan Rogers to their list of attacking targets. However, any deal to acquire the player from Aston Villa would prove costly. You lot would have seen I put on my Instagram 6 years ago. Who said to sign Morgan Rogers? 2019. Who said we should get Cherky? Berta, I hear you're changing the scouting team. I must be able to get a little role there, man. I must be able to. Once again, we did hear this week, Arsenal will present a strong financial offer should Rodrigo become available, and they are willing to compete with any club for his signing. Real Madrid are adamant they do not want to sell the player unless he asks for a move personally. Every now and again, Arsenal, as well as other clubs, are linked with João Pedro, and apparently Romano has said he can leave Brighton in the summer as he's open to a new chapter in his career. Premier League top clubs aware of the opportunity for potential transfer fee of around 70 million, but final decision up to Brighton, and he said it's one to watch this summer. Again, people, some are saying that Rodrigo wants 250k a week, which isn't the worst, people. It isn't the worst. I have gone over this before, so yeah, check out the stream from yesterday. I mean, if we don't get Sesko and we don't get Gyökeres, we have also been linked with, pardon me, Hugo Katika, who's linked with Liverpool, and it seemed like Chelsea were being quite aggressive. Apparently, Chelsea's move has stalled. Frankfurt are holding out for 100 million euros, so we'll have to see what goes on there. What's this? Arsenal are being linked with Samu. Arsenal and United are being linked with the Spanish striker Samu, who's at Porto and was formerly at Atletico Madrid. Apparently, Porto are aiming to recoup 59 to 63 million. He's got an 84 million release clause. I don't buy it, but wouldn't be against it. Arsenal offered who's this about Zubamendi. Last summer, he was on the verge of a move to Liverpool before cancelling the transfer and deciding to stay at Sociedad. Ahead of this summer, it's Arsenal who've been trying to get the Basque footballer to put pen to paper. The Gunners are willing and able to pay his 60 million release clause to La Real, and it's been reported for much of this year that they've got him secured. Indeed, the Spanish media raised the right flag for any Real Madrid chance on multiple occasions, but recently started to pull that flag down and increase optimism of a possible deal. Claims from England of Zubamendi having scheduled a medical for Arsenal were rubbished on the same day after Real Sociedad said they'd like to keep the midfielder and the player himself, making it clear his future isn't decided. Of course, there are options, but it's true that it seems like it's going to be different long summer. I don't know what's going to happen in the end. I don't think about that right now is my priority. I'm here with the national team, which I think is already quite demanding. And if I have to say something, then I will. Okay, he did speak about Xabi Alonso before. This has said Real Madrid are planning other targets. Angelo Stila is such a player. I've done a video on him. Yeah, and we're offering 10 million euros after tax. Real Madrid can't match that, apparently, but fair play. This is said Real Madrid are preparing a last-ditch hijacked attempt for Martin Zubamendi. And no stranger things have happened, but whether it's Sesko, Gyökeres, Zubamendi, I think us Arsenal fans are all bored of it, if I'm honest. Hand of Arsenal said, my understanding is that Matteo Trigonosi will join Arsenal in a sub-director role to assist Andrea Berta. Mr. Trigonosi was responsible in identifying talents such as Yildiz Sule, Hausen for Juventus's next-gen program, an excellent coup for Arsenal to reshape their future. So what's Jason Naito going to do in terms of his gardening leave? Arsenal waiting for players' decision after concrete talks held over a move. Arsenal remain an option for Sane as more clubs join the race to seal his signature. Apparently, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray have thrown their hat into the ring, people. The talks with Arsenal are more concrete at the moment than with Tottenham, who have gone a bit quiet in recent days. Now everyone is waiting for a decision. Normally, they'd want a decision this week, but it's still yet to be made. So perhaps they will wait to see how serious Arsenal are. Sane would like to go to London. This would be his favourite option if he were to leave Bayern Munich. That was his clear message to his new agent, Pini Zavari. Zavari himself is based in London and is involved in talks with all major London clubs. Now that Arsenal are on the table, they were previously with Sane's former agent. We have to wait and see if the Gunners are prepared to get concrete. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think that's the case to go. We did see 80 million for Rafa Leao. Now it's kind of dropped to 60 million. Apparently, Leao has informed AC Milan he wants to leave the club, who wants 60 million for the 25-year-old. Would you go for him? He's still linked with Bayern Munich. Doesn't appear that's anything there, so let's close that. And it does seem like Chelsea are moving ever closer to signing Jamie Gittins from Dortmund. So that's one guy, less guy, going to be linked with us. Is there anything else in that regards? Big up Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. We've gone over that. No one don't care about no Garnacho stuff. We've gone over Sane. It seems like a quiet day where Arsenal are concerned. Forget Koulibaly. Surprised you ain't been linked with us. It appears that's that. To be honest with you, I didn't want Sol to join us because of our bitter rivalry with the Spuds, but I won't be convinced till he's holding the shirt. If he does come to England, he has a lot of built-up hype he has to live up to. I hear it. I'm tired of hearing about the Zubamendi guy. How am I tired of this guy? He hasn't joined us yet. My club will never not embarrass me in relation to Kepa. Got a bigger chance of getting Yalmal than Rodgers. You reckon? Uga TK is on re-potential. Anyways, Zubamendi is done. Relax. Smash the likes. DG was early on the Turkey train. That's how I learned about him. I appreciate that, man. I just happened to be watching the youth league. Turkey's a player we all love in it, and I think he's going to bat up the Prem. Lookman better than Kudus. I'm at the point. Bring me Ivor, man. Noni to Newcastle, Kudus to Chelsea. Chelsea got about 1 million players, man. Just get Semenyo cheaper. Don't sell Martinelli to get Nico Williams for Rodrigo. Okay, yes. Nah, man, keep Martinelli as part of the squad. You're a squad guy. We need these guys to become squad players. Personally, we needed Kudus before now. It would be underwhelming. Such as options Rodrigo, Leon, Nico Williams, etc. You need the squad depth, man. DG, we better shut up if Sesko fails to listen. It'd be all right, man. I'd be impressed for Arsenal if they could land Rodrigo. I don't think we're getting Rodrigo, but I want to be wrong, and maybe I'm a positive omen. I didn't think we're going to get Alexis, Ozil, Aubameyang. So hopefully, or Declan Rice. So hopefully, I don't believe we're going to sign Messi. See what I did there? 358 people. Let's get to at least 200 likes. Help boost DG's platform. It's our platform. Without you lot, it's dead. If it's dead, so SARS, and we're flirting, man. We by hook or by crook, we're getting to 70k this at the end of this year. I failed you lot last year. I ain't failing you lot twice, because then it is my fault. Make sure we hit the like button, people. Carabao Cup final versus City on pens. Yeah, he was acting. If Kepa is on 100k, it's an L simple. Boy, stranger things have happened, man, with our club, innit? Chelsea has brought a lot of players, which by chance we need. It's just good business. If your competitor has a product, you need to go and get it. Is what it is. Sesko has a higher top speed than Martinelli, by the way, and the guy's 6'5". I hear that. That's great, and I like Sesko. You lot know I've been defending his case, even though I do want Gyökeres. But then, bro, we trying to do this football thing, or we trying to do this athletic? Because again, I'm being a bit silly. You don't know why I would like the fact that he can jump high, but man are telling me he can jump high, he can run fast. This is amazing stuff. But I need you to just be a footballer. If you want to be a, what they call that? Is it triathlete where you do long jump, cross country, swimming, go do all of that. DG, the butcher of names. One day it won't be like that, my dude. One day it won't be like that. I'm trying, man. We were still winning the FA Cups under washed up Wenger. Can never call Wenger washed up. When you lot talk about ceiling, it's someone who shows they have the ability to be bigger than the parameters allow. Then it's Ethan. Fair play. Go get Bale out of retirement also. Smash the likes. Big up Sunday League Cafes. These men talk about Sesko like he's some phenom dude. Dude is barely decent talent-wise. What's going on in the game? Now, listen, he's going to prove a lot of Arsenal fans wrong. I do believe that. But I feel there's no in-between. Man are gassing him. And then man are acting like he's some random guy at the pub. Zubimendi watch along versus Portugal. I've got 5-a-side. If I'm back in time, I might watch Portugal versus Spain. That's why I said, you know what? We're definitely going to watch Germany, France, in which I will be live at 150. And the link should be pinned to the chat. Favorite goal scored at the Emirates, TG. Oh. Thierry Henry versus Leeds. Cried. Like Thierry Henry, blood. The raw was different. Like Thierry Henry, man. Thierry Henry's return. Thierry Henry's. If a cart horse like Marino's scoring up front, then Sesko should be okay. It's true. Marino's bagging for sure. It'd be nice to see double M, man. But I'm not limiting myself from signing players just because they're from a rival club. With Sesko, got to have a strong squad around him. I hear that. And with me, Kepa took a 50% wage cut. With me, with Sesko, for me, and you could say the same with Gyökeres or the same regardless, but with Sesko, I think even on the best of days, none of these guys have arrived at the club. We know we need more from that left-hand side. With Sesko, hope you be a big bad bully up front, but I don't know if you're going to hit the ground running immediately. We need more goals from that left-hand side. You need to have the Liverpool model. You need Saka bagging them in. Whoever the hell that is on the left-hand side bagging them in. And then we're gone, man. And you know what the saddest thing is? In an ideal world, yeah, we'd be talking about squad fillers because if Gabriel Martinelli continued this season from when he got 15 goals, if Gabriel Jesus never got injured and was scoring the goals, we'd have a complete front three. We'd be more talking about squad players, but that's all hypotheticals and ideal world stuff. Leave the boy Sesko alone. I think highest ceiling, I think MLS. Don't care if he took a 50% cut. It's still 100K for a cup keeper. It's not my peas, man. DG, Josh Kroenke said to be excited. Are you excited based on the side of the window so far? No, because he's arrived. For all the talk about new deal, well, Magalhaes cool. But for all the talks about new deals and selling this and that, nothing's walked through the door. Now, maybe Sesko's tied up. Maybe this is the calm before the storm. Maybe Arsenal have done their job. Maybe we get Rodrigo. But none of, for all the rumours, and as exciting to discuss and different viewpoints with you, look, I can't get excited because nothing to me as a normal fan, I ain't seen no one holding shirts, man. Trossard and Martinelli really let us down this season. When Saka went down, one of them had to step up. They didn't both have to go. I can't sell both. We need a squad. And to be fair, you're right. But did they really let us down? Because we know that both of them well, more so Martinelli because he starts a lot more. But we know they're squad players. We've let ourselves down. We've let ourselves down. We're relying on certain men to score goals. We're relying on the squad where we know it's depth. We know Martinelli and Trossard are not going to score enough, and we didn't sign anyone in the market. So when I see you, I don't doubt that the players are trying, and there's been many times they've saved us. We've let ourselves down. We know we needed upgrades there. If we didn't sign upgrades and these lot are showing us everything they've shown us, whose fault is it? It's ours. And to be fair, they've also rescued points. I think all the players have been let down somewhat by the manager and definitely by those above. Obviously they're the ones playing and we win together. But for me personally, when you break it down, you look at the owners, excluding Berta, but the owners, those slightly below the owners in the structure, the manager, the players, I feel sorry for the players. Players have ran themselves into the ground, and it's about accepting people for they are. Stop fucking putting squad players as regulars, and then we act surprised why things are going on. Apologies, man. I started seeing flashbacks of last season. Fucking hell, man. Spurs hijacking in Buemo, but if Spurs won a trophy against United, yeah. If they take in Buemo, that's shaky. To be fair, Buemo, if your former coach Frank's going there, you're staying in London, playing in the Champions League at least for a year, that's crazy. United, that's a new low. Where is the talk around that though? It can't be, man. I mean, anything can happen, but now that's a new low. That is a new. If you don't get finesse, that's a new low. That is a new low. And apparently, people, on that, I've just seen this come on screen as well. David Ornstein, as I said, apparently Arsenal are focusing on a new 9, whether it's going to be Sesko or Gyökeres. They also want a top quality wide player, ideally on the left hand side, which we're cool with that. They would also like some backup for Saka on the right. That's why they targeted Mbeumo. In midfield, they need to renew Partey or let him go. And if he goes, they're going to have to replace him. They would like a centre half. They were in for Howson, but didn't manage to get him. So watch this space on that. To be fair, I've seen the same report in regards to Mbeumo to Spurs. Instant level raiser for United as well. I would love Mbeumo at Arsenal. For Spurs, if I was a Spurs fan, I'll be getting a bit giggity over that. Boy, it all depends. Like, if Mbeumo, if you pick Spurs, Sesko wearing the shirt probably already pre-recorded. I hope so, you know. I don't know who that is. David, that's how I know you're chatting shit, because you didn't even spell Mbeumo's name right. You was too excited on your sticky keyboard to chat shit about Saka. Come on, man. Make sure you smash the like button, though. Frank taking Mbeumo and Wiesa with him. That's nasty. To be fair to Spurs, Kulusevski, Wiesa, Mbeumo. I know he's a bit hot and cold, but Maddison, have I said Kulusevski? I think so. Mickey Mouse, sorry, Mikey Moore, Young G coming up. That's cold. But where are you lot seeing this? Because I keep seeing this Wiesas are signing. So that's good signings. And to be fair, Thomas, obviously, I know a lot of Spurs supporters. Some are not really excited about Thomas Frank. I think he's upgrade on Postecoglou. I mean, I can't say that because I don't know how. Well, I hope not, because I've already seen with my own eyes for the first time in my life Spurs have a trophy parade. Well, second time they won something in 08, but I don't know if he'll win a trophy. But I think Thomas Frank will steady the ship. He's one of them managers that can kind of get the most out of what he wants. Thomas Frank, I don't want to like you, you know. I don't want to hate you, sorry. I think you're one of the more nicer guys in football. But unfortunately, once you're over them sides, shit, man. Ain't nothing personal, it's just business, my brother. Trossard got 15 GA. What more do you expect from him? You guys must look at him in a different way. Bro, we're at the stage of accepting man for what they are. If we want to be the team that's flirting, we've got enough. But I can't keep getting mad at Martinelli and Trossard not doing the business. You showed me for 2 seasons you can't do it. And I don't mean that in a disingenuous way. You can help us in the squad. It's just like with Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. You helped us. You got us to a point. But you showed us you were squad players. You were squad players at City. You should be squad players here. We tried to make you the regulars. We got to a point. It's not them building the squad, man. Why were you in for Howson? Probably squad depth, market opportunity, 50 million, pressure on places. Maybe, I don't know, man. Go for Gurhey if he does, unless Chelsea have a buyback clause. I don't know why. I think Gurhey just screams to me Newcastle. DG, mark my words, and Mbeumo, Wiesa will go to Spurs. I more believe the Wiesa ones. I haven't seen this hijack talk you lot are speaking about, but yeah. Pardon me, and Spurs goes for Eze. Also has Son going to Saudi. I mean, Son, you could leave with you. I know you want to play in the champs, but you've gone down in Spurs history. You know, captain, won the trophy, been there 10 years. Generational wealth, my boy. Would Saka score 30 goals for Brentford? Come on, man. Saka scoring wherever he goes, blood. Big up Brentford, though, man. It'd be lovely to have a striker that got 19, 20 goals, let alone 2. Spooky. Arsenal social media admin has it already ready. Probably does. I don't doubt it. But you see me, I'm just a fan. Until you show me holding shirts, I don't know. DG, thoughts on Newcastle getting Pedro from Brighton? Quality player. Boosts them. Player they'll probably fall in love with technically and attitude-wise. Does make me a bit nervous because you've got Joe Linton doing WWE against us, and you've got João Pedro who loves to do that when he gets a bit peed off. Dark. Thoughts on Kepa? Offered it at the start of the vid, my boy. It is what it is, man. Would you take Mateta? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Wait, what? Champions League plus 130k with your current manager, or 200k in hell? What, like hell, like the devil in that? I ain't on that. I don't know. I'm not on going to hell, bro. God, thank you. Yeah, the God thing. What do you mean hell? Obviously, I'm going to take Champions League in 150. Well, y'all can't spend no money in hell. Maybe I'm reading the question wrong, but what's going on? What would you rate Zubamendi, Kudus, Sesko, Rodrigo? Bro, that's 20 million out of 10, bro. We'll deal with the problems later. Spurs are going for Brentford players. Frank is taking them with him. Kepa is not the end of the world, but somehow managed to get another Chelsea reject along the way. Spanish also. Is there any reason why Carl Hein couldn't be second keeper? To be fair, nah. I can't like Kepa's better than Carl Hein. I don't rate Carl Hein one bit. I'll be real. I don't rate him. Like, you can be third choice. I'm screaming, shot that. You need to go play football. I don't rate him one bit. I think he's meaty, mad meaty. I hear it, but I'd rather trust in Kepa. I'll be real. I'd rather trust in Kepa. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Depends which team for the champs. Several ITK saying Sesko, here we go. Bro, there's no more here we go, bro. Show me the shirt. Who would you sign at Sesko or Gyökeres? I would like Arsenal to sign Gyökeres because I think it's a bit different, but I'm a big fan of Sesko. I'm quite excited about Sesko. I think it's going to be a long road. And I think, you know, a lot of fans, I do think it's high risk, high reward. I'm cool with it. I'm actually quite excited with Sesko. If he flops, I hold my L in it. But I would have preferred Gyökeres just because I think it's a statement to the fans. It's very different from Stars of Tomorrow business, if that makes sense. DG hates Hein, but he likes Almunia. Shout out, man. They're both shit. I'd rather Hein over Almunia. 100% Kepa has experience. And on that, man, sorry, last question. Sesko and Kepa are close. We still need a 6 and a left wing. Who we're going for? I wish I had that. Bowen's better than Saka. At what? Can't be football. You know you're chatting shit, man. But anyways, on that note, I'm just conscious of time, people. In just under 20 minutes, we will be watching Germany against France. Hope to see a lot of you lot hit there. Anyone who's hit the like button, anyone who's been viewing on Twitch, anyone who's been commenting, silent viewers, my supporters, if you're new here, you know you need to just subscribe. I appreciate you lot, man. Without you lot, the platform's dead, man. So yeah, if you can, smash the like button, drop a comment after the vid's done. I'll see you lot in just under 20 minutes, man. Peace. One love. Always